Okay. Well, now that we've done some openings, you have to realize there are times when, well, when you just got to get off stage, if you know what I mean. And we call these escapes. Yeah, okay. Some of your typical escapes are like, if you run over time and the show starts, you can say, well, I guess Fats and the gang wanted to play a show. Here we go. Or, if it's a song that I sing, well, if you catch it before I start, you can say, well, we're having such a good time, I think I'll sing a song. Yeah, that's usually really effective. And, well, if you're talking along there and there's a birthday show, well, you can just do that right from your booth. You can run your own birthday show. And that always helps you if you're running out of things to say. Or, like, if you know your time's almost up, but there'd be an embarrassing gap between when you stopped and when the next show started, since, well, if you know what the show is, you could do a little promo almost, like an introduction. You can say, gosh, I'd sure like to hear the 12 Days of Christmas, or something like that. But there's another kind of escape that's really important that I need to talk to you about. Sometimes you're going to have some teenagers that think it's really funny to talk dirty and rude at you. Well, right now I got to stress that you will not get angry. I do not get angry. And, well, I don't argue with them either, because there's no point in arguing with a rude person. You just got to remain, well, I'm just my sweet old lovable self. And I can say, well, gosh, it was real nice talking to you. I'll see you later. And close the curtain. Or, if you're on good terms with the guys in the kitchen or in the dining room, you can say, excuse me, can one of you guys come help these young gentlemen, or ladies as the case may be, they're looking for the video games, and have them escorted out quietly. Well, there's just lots of things you can do depending on the situation. You can always ask the manager to help out. Yeah, they're also fully qualified and trained operators, so they know the kind of difficulties you could get into. So, well, what you got to do to escape is know the show, know your time limits, always be friendly and helpful, and, well, just think on your feet. That's about it. And good luck to you. Okay, now we're going to do a little talking about scenarios, or existing conditions and what to do. The first one I'd like to talk to you about is if you say, hey, will everyone come on down and talk to Billy Bob? Only it's Friday night and you get about 900 million kids. Well, when you're mobbed like that, probably the best thing to do is say, excuse me, Ramona, or whatever other dining room member you need, could you come down here and help me get things organized so I don't miss talking to any of my friends? That usually works pretty well. Or, well, another thing that can happen to you is you'll be up there talking away and nobody will be listening. You have what has commonly been called dying on stage. It's a sad fact of life and will happen occasionally. There are things you can do, though. You can tell a story, or sing some songs, or do a nursery rhyme or something. You can tell your life story, or just ask if a dining room person will come talk to you. When everyone else sees that, they'll see that, well, it's not such a bad deal. Okay, now suppose you've got those 90 million kids on stage. Well, down by your stage, but what happens if they do get on stage? Then it's up to you to get them off. Probably the easiest way is to call that same cast member down. You know, the cast member can explain to them that they could get hurt on stage. And if mom or dad causes a fuss, well, just have the manager explain to them how the kids could get hurt. And I don't want any of my little friends to get hurt, you know? Or we could play Find the Employee. Yeah, give an employee a couple tokens and tell the kids to go find them. and the first 5 to find them and tell the secret password, like Billy Bob sent me, will get a free token, the first 5, or something like that. But there's a lot of other things you can do. You can set people up like birthday gifts for tongue twisters. Yeah. You can call them down front and say, "Hi there, what's your name?" "Hey, you said that pretty well. Do you know what a tongue twister is?" And, well, you can get them to try one for everybody, like rubber baby buggy bumpers. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. And, you can lead them in a round of applause after they try, and everyone's getting involved and excited, and you can go like, "Well, who's next?" And that'll just get people coming down there, even a few moms and dads. And we can play Billy Bob Says. That's one of my favorites. It's like Simon Says, only I get to say Billy Bob. Yeah, it's like Billy Bob says, "Put one hand in the air." Billy Bob says, "Put 2 hands in the air and wiggle all your fingers." And you can say, "Gosh, that looks like spaghetti." And there's so many games you can play. You got to talk to the balconies too. See, you got to get those balconies involved. They're farthest away, and, well, you just got to get their attention too. Call out someone specific. One more thing you can do is you can start with one table. And this is a great effect. You talk to one table, and, well, then you go on, and you can just watch the effect ripple across the room. Other people they see you talking to these certain people, and then they start to talk to you too, but the next table. And you just move on, and you have the whole room chanting, "We want Billy Bob," or something. Well, those are just a few ideas. I'm sure you can find lots more through experimentation and actual experience with people. Okay, now I want to talk about crowd versus one-on-one interaction. On busier nights, use group activities in place of a lot of personal questions. Avoid long conversations, and even if you get flustered, don't brush anybody off. They all want to talk to you, and Billy Bob wants to talk to all of his friends. And instead of calling individual names, you can ask all the Marys in the audience to stand up, or like that. Another important thing you can do is maintain order. Yeah, you can ask people to stop running and just do all kinds of neat stuff to help out. But on less busy nights, you can use a child's whole name. Use it whenever you can. Parents sure do like to hear their child's name, especially coming from Stage and Billy Bob. You can ask them personal questions like, "What school do you go to? What's your favorite kind of pizza? What's your best game? And what's your best score?" Well, you can just get down and have a really good conversation. But you got to remember, repeat everything the child tells you. Because, well, you can hear it, but the people in the balcony can't. So you got to say it so everyone knows exactly what's going on. And there's just a few more general suggestions. Mention as many people as you can. This gets everyone involved. It makes them more apt to, well, interact with you. And on a really busy night, like on a weekend, you can get flustered and you can lose your temper. But don't do it. It won't solve anything and can only make things worse. Now remember, along with everything else, you are responsible for my character. During interaction, I am completely at your mercy. I am your instrument, and it is important that you do not let me or my audience down. As the spokesman for Showbiz Pizza Place, it's important that you think positively and always be friendly. Don't forget, Showbiz Pizza Place is America's #1 family fun. See you around. Thanks, fellas. I couldn't have done it without you.